everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hey girl, and or hey boy, yeah, hey. So I'm here today with a red video that I know you guys are probably waiting for me to touch on, but I've just been trying to gather my thoughts from this whole situation because it's honestly crazy. So if you're new to my channel, I just want to kind of give you a time span of some videos that I've done kind of touching on this subject. So about a month or two ago, I did a video about reasons why I dislike the natural hair community, and I kind of touched on Shea Moisture in that video and how this was coming, and everyone jumped down my throat. You know, Shea Moisture is the best, Shea Moisture is giving us this, Shea Moisture is giving us that. And then less than a week ago, I did a video kind of spilling some tea about how I found out that Shea Moisture has been changing their ingredient list, and then less than a week later, 3 days later, their whole company just goes to shambles. And I'm in shock because I'm like, I called it. And everybody was talking down on me like, you're wrong. And I'm like, I've been telling y'all this was coming. I was telling y'all this was happening. And then for it to finally happen, I'm kind of like, I'm in shock. And the rest of the world is in shock. Like, I didn't expect it to get as big as it did. But I think a lot of people thought that, well, the video that I did on Friday is in connection to what's going on right now. But I want to give my opinion on the whole video and everything else. So I saw someone else who did a video on it, and they kind of titled it All Hair Matters. And to me, that was super duper funny because that's basically what it is. Shea Moisture is trying to include everybody. This is all about inclusion, and it's basically them saying all hair matters. So in my opinion, the whole breaking down the aisles was the beginning of this whole landslide. It was the beginning of it all, but it was kind of subliminal. They started out with that commercial. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Personally, I prefer to have my own aisle. I know where everything is. I just like to know where I'm going and what I'm looking for. My hair is curly, so there's no reason for me to be in any other aisle than the curly hair aisle, and that's just how I like it. So that commercial did kind of throw me left, but I didn't really say much about it. People had their mixed opinions, and people just felt any way they felt about it. Some people took it kind of back to segregation and was like, we need to be back in all the aisles all together as one. But some people just thought about it a little bit more than others. But that was the beginning of everything, in my opinion. And I just feel like white women already have their own aisle. They've had their own aisle from like the beginning of time, and I'm sure this is not your first Shea Moisture video where people have been talking about this, but we didn't really have that many products before Shea Moisture. We had Pink Lotion, Motions, a little bit of Cream of Nature, but we didn't have that much. They have their whole aisle dedicated to them, and when we have a little bit of an aisle dedicated to us, practically half an aisle, they're like, oh no, we want in on that too. And I'm like, we can't have anything to ourselves. Like, that's a little crazy. And it's just kind of like, why do you want to be with us? We want to separate ourselves. Like, we get a little bit, we make a little bit of progress with these companies, and they want to dip their toe in it too. And it's like, baby, that's not how it works. Stay in your L'Oreal aisle, and we'll stay over here with the natural stuff. But of course, we can't have anything to ourselves. So like I talked about in my video on Friday, which I will include somewhere around this video, somebody commented saying that maybe they should have just created another line instead of changing the ingredients. And I was like, that's a really, really good idea, to just create a line for these quote-unquote multicultural people, or aka just white women that they want to make products for. Just make a line dedicated to them instead of changing what works for our black hair and making it to fit them, because then you're losing your core customers and the people who have been buying your products from the start. Because in my head, if I'm spending $9.99 on some curl enhancing smoothie and it's not the same grade A ingredients that I was paying for from the start, I don't want it anymore. If you're dumbing it down to fit the white woman instead of making it to fit my curly hair, I don't want to buy it anymore, because then you're putting a bunch of crap in jars and it just doesn't make any sense. And a lot of the women in the commercial were talking about how they've experienced hair hate and how they just don't know what to do with their hair. And this just baffled me, because I'm like, you don't really have that much that you can do to your hair. And when you don't, you have a wide range of selections of things that you can do with your hair. It's not that hard for you. You've been doing it, and your ancestors have been doing it from the beginning of time. So now all of a sudden, all these white women are having hair struggles, and they all want to be blonde. Nobody wants to be redhead. I'm like, what? None of y'all are having the same struggle that actual black women have actually faced when it comes to discrimination in their natural hair. None of you have faced discrimination in the workplace. None of you have had people call your natural hair a mess. None of you have experienced that. And actually, your hair is what is considered beautiful to society. So I'm like, what? That really baffled me, and I was done with the whole commercial at that point. And I heard a woman speaking on the radio this morning, and I'm sure a lot of other people heard it because I heard a lot of people talking about it today. She said she was white. Her daughter is white and Dominican, and she really did not understand why we cannot have equality in the aisles. She did not understand why people were upset in the first place. She loved the commercial, and she was really confused. And there lies the problem, okay? We don't need to be equal to you. We don't need to change our products to fit you. We don't need to do that because you have everything already. So when we try and make stuff for ourselves, why can't we ever have it? I really just don't understand that, because it's not like Shea Moisture wasn't making money off the 35 lines they already had, because black women were still foolish enough to buy them. So now you're going to be losing money because you wanted every out to be equal. Like, that was, I know it was a business move, but it was not a very smart business move, honestly and truly. So after this whole commercial came out, a lot of people have been saying they want to boycott Shea Moisture, they want to do this, they want to do that. Boycotting is honestly not going to do anything. The ingredient lists are final. They're not going to go back to what they used to be. So if you're done with Shea Moisture, really just be done. I'm going to use up the rest of the curl enhancing smoothie that I have, and that's the only thing that I have from them, and I will not be buying again from them. But if you say you're done, really be done. Don't go back on your word, because they don't care about you at the end of the day. You're just a dollar sign to them. They're not doing anything to benefit the black women at this point. None of their ingredients are probably going to do any good for our hair. You know, I wanted to try some of their products, but they changed the ingredients on me, and now it's no point in me buying it if it's over $10 and you put some crap in a jar. I'm not going to buy that. That doesn't make any sense. So after they got dragged on Twitter for the whole night, they sent out an apology saying, you know, we really effed up, and that's literally what it said. I was like, yeah, you think? You think you messed up? That's really funny, because you did. And the thing that really gets me is, it's like, were there no black people on set while you were recording this or writing this? Because commercials, you have to go through the works to do this. So did nobody think, maybe this will offend my people? Like, I know it's not black owned anymore, but it has to be some black people somewhere in there that are like, maybe this will offend somebody. Maybe this will go viral. Maybe this is not a smart business move, but apparently not. And then for them to publish the commercial after they've already been getting like low-key backlash, and then they're just kind of like, well, let's sit back and see what happens, you know? Let's see if they say anything, because I feel like they knew. They knew what was going to happen if nobody stopped it. Black women aren't going to go down with no fight. Like, people have been snatching stuff from us since the beginning of time. Why would we just sit up and not say anything? We definitely have a choice when it comes to other product brands, and we're not going to sit up here and take crap from Shea Moisture. I mean, honestly, you're not the only brand in the world, but it is just a little bit upsetting. Another thing that kind of confused me and had me thinking to myself was Shea Moisture was always a brand who focused a lot on oils and adding moisture to your hair. And black hair and white hair are completely different. When a white woman washes their hair, they wash it to strip the oils. They don't want extra oils in their hair. But for us, our hair regimen is different. When we wash our hair, we want to add oil to our hair. We want to put as much moisture in our hair. So we cannot use the same line and get the same result. So in my head, I'm like, what ingredients have you been switching out to cater to them? Because no product can benefit the both of us, honestly, when you think about it. We both have different goals when we do our hair. So what have you been, how can a product infused with oils be beneficial for someone who wants to strip oils from their hair. I mean, I really don't understand. That's what we need for our hair. And if you've been changing the ingredients, what have you been putting in it? Like, it has to be something to strip the hair. I mean, honestly, if you just think about it, they've been replacing the moisturizing ingredients and filling them with things that are good for white hair. Honestly, truly. Because if you look at some of the people who have noticed the ingredient changes, a lot of them say their hair is very dry, their hair is very brittle, their hair breaks. So if you just sit and think about what their hair needs versus what our hair needs, it becomes very evident what ingredients they've been switching out. But I feel like they've been doing it for a really long time and just wanted to sit back and see if anybody would pick up on it. I heard about this about 2 months ago, and it's just coming to light now. I'm glad it's coming to light, and I hope that a lot more people are very conscious when shopping, because Shea Moisture is no longer 100% black owned. So when it comes to them, it's all about money. And that's honestly what it is. If people don't want to believe it at this point, I don't even know what to say anymore. This is all about money. It's nothing to help your hair grow. So all these 50 different lines they have coming out, high porosity, low porosity, tree bark, grass, dresser drawers, like all this stuff they have coming out is just for money. It's not to help your hair grow at all. And just like I said in the reasons why I hate the natural hair community, all these lines they have been coming out with are the same crap, just in a different jar. I mean, I hope this commercial has helped everyone to wake up and do their research, because this is not the first brand to do this, and it's certainly not the last. But I really hope that the black community sticks to their word in what they're saying right now on social media, and that they will no longer support Shea Moisture, because I know I won't. I mean, I don't have any issue not supporting them, because it's not the only brand out there, just like I said. So definitely do your research. Some black owned brands that I know of, Camille Rose, a lot of people said TJ, and I'm going to give them a try. My favorite, Eden Body Works, Uncle Funky's Daughters. Let me think of some more. I think Alicante Naturals is black owned, Miel Organics. There are so many different brands, even if you make your own products. A lot of people were saying that on my other video, and I haven't even really given it that much thought, because then when you make your own stuff, you know exactly what's going into it, and there are no harmful ingredients or secret things that you don't know about, and you're also not being played. So I mean, you get the best of both worlds with that one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to hear you guys' response to the videos and what your thoughts are on the commercial, what you think about what I'm saying, and what are you gonna do? Are you gonna continue to buy from Shea Moisture, or are you gonna stop? Are you gonna use up the rest of your products and never buy it again? Will you strictly buy black owned, or are you just gonna watch out for what's best for your hair? I definitely would love to know. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you're new. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.